what a vlog. It feels like it's been a minute. It really hasn't, but I have lowered my grind a tad, I'm not gonna lie, because posting 2-3 times a week was a little bit much. So we're making Fridays a regular thing. Today I'm coming back with another growing up with my insane dad. If you haven't watched the last video, I highly recommend watching the last video because it's really good. And let's just jump into it. For those of you that are new, I don't have a relationship with my dad. This channel is for fatherless behavior only. But I don't know. There's definitely like some darker shit. Yeah, there's a hair now. There's definitely like some darker shit there, but we don't touch on that. We're gonna keep it lighthearted because there was plenty of things that deserve to be on the internet because, like, I don't fucking know. I air out everybody on this channel. You already know. I'm not even pissed anymore. I'm really not even pissed, but some of this is just so, like, fucking insane. Like, I have to share. We're starting with one of my favorites. So, to set the scene, everybody, like, the whole family, really it wasn't any of my personal family. My dad and my stepmother live in their own, like, big-ass house. Anybody that comes over, it's only my stepmom's family, really, because my dad doesn't even talk to his fucking family. So, he doesn't treat them like they're his family. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, everybody's over. It's night. We all just had dinner, and people brought over a bunch of desserts. And we had, like, a buffet of pies. Like, there were a lot of fucking people, like, a ton of pies, right? And so my favorite almost uncle, because we're not really related, but I call him my uncle, he's outside on the patio. And to set the scene, the patio is here, and then there's like a door, and then there's an outside deck. So I guess he's on the deck, okay? The windows are dusty as fuck. Pause the story. My dad is a fucking freak about, like, cleanliness or whatever. Like, this, I don't know, like, he's basically a woman. He cleans the house like a woman. He just, like, really anal about it, which is another thing we're gonna touch on in a second. My uncle is outside and he doesn't want to get up. He's like literally my favorite person on the planet. He's just really chill. He has never done anything with malintent in his life, I swear. He writes on the window because it's dusty as fuck because no one's touched it. He writes pie on the window with his finger. And it was fucking funny, and everybody thought it was funny, and then we went and got him some pie, okay? And it was, like, a great rest of the night. Everybody leaves the house, and I'm up in my room because, like, unless there were people that I like over, like, I literally didn't leave my room. I raised myself. And so I come downstairs because I hear screaming. And when I say scream, I mean, like, fucking screaming, like someone's about to get murdered screaming. And obviously I didn't want to get in the middle of it, but, you know, your girl's nosy. We had to eavesdrop a little bit. My dad was livid over the fucking pie, and I can hear him chewing out my stepmom because he's like, I'm gonna go get him. He wants to fight, let's fight, we'll take this outside, whatever. That's fucking vandalism. He called his dusty ass window that my uncle wrote pie in, vandalism. What was my stepmother was physically holding him back because he was going to leave, drive to the hotel, because they were from out of town. Drive to their hotel and fucking fight. And they wonder why I have an attitude. Like, I really don't understand. So, going back to the cleanliness, my dad believed that there was no other way to clean things than how he wanted them to be clean, and that was, like, universal to the whole universe, right? And so, I'm about 8, 9 when he starts to be like, you need to learn how to clean, you need to know how to do, like, woman things, because he was, like, condescending because I'm a woman. And he was showing me how to vacuum. I knew how to vacuum, let me put that out there to start out with, but he wanted to teach me how to vacuum the right way with his very special vacuum cleaner that no one else literally on the planet's ever gonna need to know how to use. These are not life skills. I'm not being lazy. I honestly wasn't even a lazy kid. I just didn't want to do shit that he told me to do because he was a fucker. So, like, I just didn't do anything. I come down from my chamber because the only time I left my room was to do work or to see family. And he's like, I'm teaching you how to vacuum. Okay. Vacuum his fucking mansion. He was making literally... Don't even get me started. And so I start vacuuming like a person would. and it looked fine, and the floor was clean. It was sparkling. And he comes back and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, this is how you vacuum. You're doing it wrong. And he takes the vacuum and makes it's a straight line and an angled line and a straight line and an angled, all the way across the fucking floor. And this is, listen, I don't even know how many rooms are in his house. It's a lot. Bro has a lot of money that I don't have. I had to vacuum the steps like that. And he would leave, and then I'd start vacuuming the way that everybody else ever has vacuumed. And he'd come back and be like, do it fucking right. What the fuck are you doing? Like, so I just like, maybe this video won't be funny. Maybe none of you are gonna find this interesting and it won't be funny to you guys. But to me, it's like, bro is schizophrenic. Bro needs to get taken somewhere to be studied, because what the fuck? And I just don't understand, and knowing that those genes are inside of me haunts me to this day. On that note, let's continue. When I was a kid, and this was for as long as up to probably like middle school, whenever, as long as kids have like decorations for their birthday parties, like that age, to like birth to 11. Even though my dad has numerous pensions and now he has all of his child support money, like he has everything, he wouldn't take me to fucking Party City to go get like a little lion decoration for my zoo birthday party. But this was like every year. So every year I would get to pick a theme for my birthday party, but I better choose carefully because I'm making all of the decorations. They would rather, okay, they had scraps on scraps on scraps from me, like when I was really little, like construction paper and shit that they would buy me to like keep me busy so I wouldn't bother him. I would have that. It was all in a tub. And I would get myself some scissors and some markers, and I would draw by hand all of my birthday decorations for this big ass house. Because I've been extra from day one. So I was like, no, I want this shit covered. I want you to think you walked into the fucking zoo when you enter my birthday party. Because I was like, all my friends are coming, I'm throwing a party. Like, this is the first time I never had fun. I never got to do fun shit out there. So I was like, no, like, this will be fun. Let me make my own decorations for 3 hours. Actually, it was longer, really. I would get started the night before, stay up, make all these decorations, and then scotch tape them to the walls, and then get yelled at for using the scotch tape that I was told to use. So sometimes I would invite like one of my friends to come early to help me crank out all these decorations, because that's the most important part of the party. When you're 9, that's the most important part of the party. And every year I would get my butt up, I would make these like literally for an entire day, making these decorations for my party, because they refused to take me to Party City just to get some streamers. And please don't do that to your kids. It's really embarrassing and sad, especially when you have the money to buy them. I would understand if bro was like broke and we were living off of like couch cushion coins, like, I don't know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? But we weren't. We literally weren't. Enough said. Oh, man. I always say everything happened between 8 or 9, but really I blocked out everything before and after that. So I'm assuming this was also around 8 or 9. Probably, I think this was younger. This was a little bit younger, yeah, because anywhere else, the neighbors would have called somebody. But back in the day, back in my hood, nobody gave a fuck. So my dad was like, I'm going to teach you how to mow the lawn. He was really big on, what do I say? He would complain about not being super dad because he wanted to teach me all these things. And by locking me in my room for 48 hours was the equivalent. I don't know. Sometimes he would drag me down to show me random shit that I was never going to use. But at like the ripe old age of 7, he was like, yeah, you're going to learn how to drive a riding lawnmower today. I was down. So I get on, this is like not like a riding lawnmower like the ones that people use. This was probably, it was taller than me, and I was a tall kid. I would say this lawnmower was probably about like 4 feet high just to get to the chair, because it looked more like a Zamboni than a lawnmower, and it had like a wheel. It wasn't even sticks, it was a fucking wheel. And his backyard had a tiny little DIY pond, multiple trees, a fire pit, etc., all the works. I was 7. He puts me on this lawnmower, with little to no instruction, basically saying, here's the wheel, and then walks away. Brother walks away. And I'm taking my happy ass around a lap in the backyard, and then I'm like, yeah, I actually don't know how to drive this. And I'm going straight towards a tree. And he's not stopping me. Like, I'm going full speed. I mean, full speed is in like 5 miles an hour. I don't know how fast fucking lawnmowers go. But towards a tree, no intentions of stopping it, because I don't know how. He waits. I'm literally 3 feet. I'm 3 feet from this massive tree that I was going to crash straight into. And then decides, oh shit, and runs to go stop it. And that's the story of how I almost died. When I tell you this man was quite possibly the biggest narcissist I've ever met in my life, that's no lie. A lot of the times he would do things, and I was a very sick kid. Like, I played sick a lot, but I was also really sick all the time, which is how I got away with it. This was when I was a little bit older, like, I don't know, like 13 or 14, but I was getting to the age where I'm like, fuck this, like, why am I even going out here? Like, this is so stupid, like, I don't do anything. And he would always, like, tell my mom, he'd call her after I leave and be like, yeah, she's, like, bitching and whining and complaining about what it, like, bitch, we know you're crazy, just shut up. He was, like, complaining, and my stepmom was complaining. They're like, you never tell us what you want to do, otherwise we could plan things. And I'm like, you never ask. When I tell you things, you do the opposite. Why would I tell you what I want to do? And I was more content sitting in my room than going anywhere in public with those fools. So, like, I was like, I'm chill here. One weekend I go out, and they never tell me what we're doing. So I'll pack fucking, like, sweatpants and, like, a Pink Floyd t-shirt that goes down to my ankles. And then they're like, we're going to church this weekend. But this time it was a concert. They were going to take me to this outdoor concert, but it was cold. And I was not dressed for the cold because I was planning on sitting in my room for another weekend. That was not the case. So they're like, yeah, surprise, we're going to this concert. By concert, I know you're thinking like, oh, we're going to an arena to see a real concert. It was not. Hold on, this is kind of bothering me. How do I describe this It's like, it was giving outdoor music festival for senior citizens, both in the crowd and on stage with a failing career, who wanted to look like they were somewhere important on their Facebook page. And I'm sitting there with all these boomers, and it's like, my stepmom had a big thing with, like, I married a black man, my man's black. So wherever we'd go, she would seek out anyone who resembled looking like they were not even a black community, any sort of colored person. She would lock in on them and be like, I'm gonna be their friend. I have to be their friend. So we meet a bunch of these people. She's introducing me as her daughter, and I'm like, no, I'm not. And then she's mad at me because I told the truth. And I go in pissed as fuck. And I'm also sick. And I'm also, like, exposed to the elements. I'm not in my, I love old people, but, like, that boomer range, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me, because, like, I can't do their shit. Sue me. And so she's introducing me. She had some people that she knew there as well. And it's, like, jazz. It's, like, not even, like, good old jazz. It's, like, new age, funky, half R&B. I can't decide if it's jazz or not. But they're acting like they're into it, and, like, everybody's getting, like, plastered. All of these old people are getting plastered, and they're up, and they're like, yes, this music's so good. It's not. And I'm, like, planning my escape, because I'm like, I can't run away. It's too far. I don't have money for an Uber. I don't know where the fuck to go. So I pulled up, my tummy hurts. And of course my dad's pissed, because he's like, I paid to get your ass in here. You never want to go do shit. La 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 la. But my tummy hurt, so I went and sat in the car. For 3 hours, this music, so you know music's already loud at a concert. But now imagine that you're playing for a bunch of deaf senior citizens. That shit was cranked to the nines. And so I'm sitting in the car, fake stomach ache, real migraine, and I'm laying in there, and I watch Suicide, am I fucking dumb? Suicide Squad 2, also worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I know that's already established, but, like, putting that out there. And then this man has the audacity to call my mother when I get home and say, they took me to a concert that I wanted to go to. They bought these expensive tickets. Those tickets were no more than $10. If they were, these people were getting robbed. And I was just being so disrespectful and unappreciative and rude and whatever. And I'm like, No, first of all your drunk friends were sticking their hands up in my hair, so yeah, I'm gonna be fucking rude, because get the fuck away from me. Second of all, who said I wanted to go? Call me petty, call me disrespectful. I'd rather be disrespectful than sit through that concert again. I can't. Lastly, this will be my last one for the night. This one is more of my stepmother than my father, but I like to throw this one in there because it's a fun one. She used to have this dog. It was a, what do you call them? They're like a lab. It's a golden lab. Sweetest dog I've ever met. Honestly, I really miss that dog being alive, because when that dog was around, I got way less attention, and so then they'd fight with the dog more than they fought with me. But when I was a little bit younger, let's say 8 or 9, I don't really know, this went on for a while, like the dog would always come see me when I came in the door. So like obviously I'd be like petting the dog, whatever. But then the dog got to the age where it was slowing down and like wasn't coming to see me anymore. My stepmother is delusional. And she really felt like this dog had like a mind, like it was another person. And I get it was kind of like a emotional support dog. That's not what it was, but that's what it became. She basically narrated everything that the dog was thinking, feeling, etc. So one day I come in, I obviously don't want to be there, so I do the normal routine, straight to my room, don't pay anybody any attention. And I hear, because she's always walking these little flip-flops, so it's like clip-clopping all the way up the stairs, and I hear her clip-clopping in my room. And she's like, why didn't you say hi to the dog? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you didn't say hi to the dog. And I thought she was joking. And so I'm like, oh, huh, okay. She's like, no, go say hi to the dog. It's gonna hurt her feelings. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? You're scaring me. And she's like, yeah, that's really rude. Go say hi to the dog. And she's chewing my ass out, and I'm like, no. So then she clip-clops back down to my dad, tells him how disrespectful I'm being, whatever, makes me go say hi to the fucking dog. And there was a point, it got to a point where even my father was able to reason with me, which is rare, which tells you how insane this is. And he was like, just go along with it, but, like, you don't have to, whatever. But anyways, I had to go say hi to the fucking dog because she was pissed. And that's the story of why I am the way I am. Literally, raised by monkeys. Raised by monkeys. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little, I don't know what to call these, like, story times. It's just, like, a bunch of, like, little shit. Like, it's, none of them are important enough to tell on their own because they're not that funny. But, if you like these little conglomeration of stories, make sure to let me know in the comments. I have plenty more. There are many, many more stories I could tell about my father. So if you like these, let me know. Drop a like, drop a subscribe if we're really vibing like that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.